What is going on, everybody? Today we're analyzing the final game of Tyree Wilson's rookie season. That is the Week 18 game against the Denver Broncos. And we're going to analyze the tape because there's definitely some positive things to kind of analyze with Wilson. We're going to start with the first play that this guy played. The first play that he ultimately took was the very first third down of the game. This was 3rd and 11. This is a true pass rush situation. And I think going into this offseason, this will be the biggest improvement that Tyree Wilson will have to make. So on this play here, as soon as the ball gets snapped, notice how you're going to have a chip on Max. You're going to have a chip on Malcolm Koonce. The slide is to the left, so the center is sliding over here towards Adam Butler, which means Butler's going to end up to go through at least 2 of these 3 guys. And notice how there's one guy here that's in a true one-on-one. When Tyree Wilson gets true one-on-ones, he has to win. He doesn't get chipped. He doesn't get doubled. The slide's not to his side. And he just straight up tries to bull rush the left guard, and the left guard is going to just straight up anchor down against Tyree Wilson. So this is the one criticism I'm going to have for Wilson as he goes into next season. He has to get better with his hands. And I know this is something I've talked about multiple times in the past, but it's not always going to work when you're just trying to bull rush, trying to get into the chest. As you see here, he's trying to get locked in with the guard. The guard just drops the anchor. Look at this. Look at him right there, drop the anchor. And you can see he kind of gets off of both feet. That is the left guard here. Drops the anchor, drops the hips, and he just shuts down Tyree Wilson. It's a phenomenal job right there by the left guard. A little bit of criticism to start this video. But there are a ton of good reps. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Check this play out. Wilson's going to do a really good job recognizing, processing, and he's going to get a hit on the quarterback on this one. And because of that hit, the quarterback basically is going to throw the ball away. It was a pretty good job right here with Wilson being able to utilize his power, utilizing the length that this guy has. So first and foremost, he has to play this on the backside in terms of his run fit. So this is a play action, roll out to the left of your screen. The offensive line is all basically blocking to the right, which means they're showing some sort of zone run to the right. Of course, Wilson plays the run. He's going to change direction, and he recognizes the tight end's blocking him down, and look at him get past the tight end. And he just straight up tosses this guy. Not maybe a fullback, but really the same thing to me. The guy straight up has the angle on Wilson, and look at Wilson just toss this guy. I mean, that right there is elite power. Tyree Wilson can do this to pretty much any tight end, receiver, fullback that is trying to chip or trying to block down on him, because he's oftentimes longer than these guys, right? He's oftentimes more stronger than these guys. So that's a good job right there by Tyree Wilson to be able to recognize the play, get the tight end here off of him, get to the quarterback, and do a nice job hitting the quarterback. Let's get into the next snap. So Tyree Wilson's going to actually get credit for a sack on this one. Obviously, it's a good job getting to the quarterback, but this was a failed attempt at a screen, and Wilson's going to get the credit because he's going to wrap the quarterback up. This one's a loss of 1 yard. It counts as a sack, but it's not a high-quality sack, right? Obviously, he kind of just let him go. To me, Malcolm Koonce is the guy that really makes this play, because if you guys keep an eye on Koonce, at the very, very top of the screen here, watch Koonce jump this and take this away. The quarterback's going to try to throw the ball here. Koonce jumps it. Koonce does a good job. You see Divine Diablo also kind of jumps the gap. The quarterback ends up keeping it, and Tyree Wilson wraps him up and brings him down. So it's a good job by Wilson. Let's get into the next snap. Check this play. You got a 3rd and 12. The Las Vegas Raiders are going to move Tyree Wilson to the one technique, which is kind of crazy to think that Tyree Wilson's a defensive end, right? He's an outside linebacker, and he's playing the one technique. That's pretty crazy to me. But this play is interesting because the Raiders are only rushing 3 guys. So you got Max Crosby off the left edge, Malcolm Koonce off the right, and Wilson right through the middle. And then Isaiah Pola-Mao is going to spy, and Pola-Mao is actually going to get the sack as the quarterback tries to roll out. And I want to talk about Tyree on this play a little bit, because Tyree is going to try to utilize a pass rush move. And to me, this is positive. Although it's not great, and he can fine-tune it in the offseason, he can really work on it. You can see him trying to utilize the swim move. So he's going to first try to bull rush and use the power against the center. And then with the right hand, you'll see him grab onto the shoulder pad of that offensive lineman. And then he's going to pull forward with the right hand. Left arm's going to come over the top. And to me, if the left guard does not double team, I think there's a chance that Tyree could have generated a little bit of pressure through the inside. But of course, he does get doubled. The quarterback tries to roll out of there, and Isaiah Pola-Mao basically brings the quarterback down for a 7-yard sack, and the Raiders basically get off the field. It's a pretty nice job. Let's get into the next snap. The Raiders are going to run this defensive line game with Tyree and Max Crosby. Wilson goes first, so he has to take on both the right guard and the right tackle. He's not going to do a great job doing that, but he does do a good job as he makes contact with the right tackle to gain control and get to the quarterback. This one was 1st and 20, and as you guys can see, it's an incomplete pass. I love the fact that Tyree Wilson uses his length, and he uses it very, very, very well. So as he's going to take the right guard and try to get him into the right tackle, you can see Wilson, as he makes contact with the right tackle, the right hand is going to initially land to the left side of the shoulder pad of this right tackle. The right tackle doesn't even realize that Tyree Wilson's possibly coming on the game. So Wilson right away has the leverage. As soon as he makes contact with the right tackle, the tackle's way off balance, and Wilson's able to push him way past the quarterback, gets off the block, and eventually gets to the quarterback. We'll get into the all-22 angle here because it probably shows it a little bit better. So you guys can see Tyree Wilson lined up in the long 3 technique as he's going to slant out towards the tackle. As he slants out towards his tackle, he's going to attack the inside of the tackle, control him, push him upfield. And he's going to come back to the inside as the quarterback steps up, and he's going to get a hit on the quarterback. So it's a pretty good job right there. That hit forces the incomplete pass. This was 1st and 20. They would have probably picked up maybe 5 yards had the quarterback actually completed the pass to number 25, who's going to leak out here to the left. So had the quarterback hit the running back, maybe they pick up some yards, but Wilson does a good job disrupting that. Let's get into the next snap. Check this play out. The Raiders are going to actually run a defensive line game here where Divine Diablo is going to come around. Coons, Crosby come off the edge, and Adam Butler is actually going to get the sack. Robert Splain's going to fall back into coverage, and you'll see that the right guard does not pick up Adam Butler good enough, and Butler's going to be able to slip right past the right guard, who doesn't do a good enough job processing this, and Butler's going to get to the quarterback. So it's a great design by Patrick Graham. To me, these are the type of designs that allow you to have success. You know, the fact that Robert Splain's lined up and the right guard has to get out of his stance to possibly take on Robert Splain, and Splain drops off. You run the game. Divine Diablo comes around here to the right. The running back obviously has the responsibility of Diablo within this pass blocking scheme. It's a slide to the left, and the running back here has Diablo. So as Diablo comes over here to the right, the running back also goes that same way. And it's just going to cause confusion, right? So this is a great job right here. Wilson obviously does a good job taking on 2 guys, holding the 2 guys. Of course, you get the sack on this one. This was 3rd and 9. The Raiders, of course, get off the field. Check this play out. Once again, Tyree Wilson is going to run a defensive line game. And on this one, he's going to get to the quarterback. A really good job here by Adam Butler to free up Tyree Wilson. And Wilson absolutely crushes Jarrett Stidham on this one. That's a painful hit, man. Look at how Tyree Wilson crushes this guy. Look at this. Bam. I mean, that's crazy. That's an absolute insane hit right there. But I give credit here to Adam Butler because Butler does a good job here. As he gets through here, he's going to end up taking on the guard. And these 2 guys are not going to be able to come back around for Tyree Wilson. Butler's going to kind of be in the way. So as Wilson loops around here, Butler's basically in the way. And you'll see that because of that, Tyree Wilson ends up going free on the defensive line game. And he does a great job with the hit on the quarterback. To me, Wilson definitely looks better, right? He looks better. He looks like he's developing. Obviously, most of the time, you know, what you see in weeks 5 and 6 from a rookie defensive lineman is what you're going to get in weeks 16, 17, and 18, right? Guys don't usually develop all that much in their rookie seasons. And with Tyree Wilson, that's definitely the case. Now, of course, Malcolm Koonce broke out for the Las Vegas Raiders this season. And of course, with Chandler Jones not playing this season for the Raiders, Tyree Wilson had every opportunity to possibly end up starting and playing. But the fact that he's a rookie, you know, development is a real thing. You know, these plays right here where he's not playing defensive end, instead he's lined up in the 3 technique. These reps right here are going to allow Tyree Wilson to get so much better as he goes into the next season. Now, I'm not sure if Tyree Wilson should be a defensive tackle as opposed to a defensive end. I think his best football will probably be on the outside. At the moment, you can see snaps where he goes up against guards. He just doesn't have the power to beat these guys consistently. But of course, I think the year 2 leap for Tyree Wilson is going to be massive. I think Tyree Wilson will develop as he goes into next season. I think there's flashes on tape, game in, game out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, consider subscribing. Obviously, this is my non-Raiders channel, so I hope you guys understand that. We do content of other teams as well. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys next time with another video.